By hook or by crook. By hook or by crook. And he's a crook. My gracious. The word crook and crooked, well, that's in a whole lot of sayings. Let's have a look at how by hook or by crook came to be in this episode of History of Everyday Sayings. Hello, Stephen Carter here, and I am your host for the History of Everyday Sayings. I do thank you for joining me. Who is this show for? If you are a logophile, a philomath, or you are simply someone who loves history tidbits you can share with friends and family, this show is for you. By hook or by crook. Where in the world does this rather odd saying come from? Let's begin our investigation at phrases.org.uk. By hook or by crook. What is the meaning of the phrase? To do something by hook or by crook is to do it by whatever means are necessary, be they fair or foul. According to this authoritative site, the origin of the phrase by hook or by crook begins with the word hook. Hook is a word with many meanings, and as a consequence, it appears in numerous English phrases. For example, get one's hooks into, or hook, line, and sinker. On and off the hook, sling your hook, and, of course, our primary phrase here, by hook or by crook. This site points out that the origin is rather obscure. We do know, however, that it is a very old phrase, and we know it was in use by the late 14th century, which, of course, means the 1300s. An early written version of the expression is attributed to John Wycliffe, and this from about 1380. However, the first substantiated citation is from a writer named John Gowers in his Confessio Amantis in 1390, and from that work, with the heap, H-E-P-E, with the heap and with crook, they, false witness and perjury, make her master off to whinny. And a notation here, heap, H-E-P-E, was the medieval name for a curved billhook. An important point here, Gower did not use the modern by hook or by crook version of the phrase. However, it is clear he was using or referencing hooks and crooks in the same sense that we do so today. The earliest example of the modern usage of the phrase that this source could find was in Philip Stubbs' Anatome of Abuses, and that in 1583. And to quote from that work, either by hook or crook, by night or day. Since the actual origin is not absolutely known, this site suggests several possibilities. Suggestion 1 for the origin of by hook or by crook derives from the custom in medieval England of allowing peasants to take from royal forests whatever dead wood they could pull down with a shepherd's crook or cut with a reaper's billhook. This feudal custom was recorded in the 1820s by the English writer William Cobbett. However, it is known that this custom long predated that reference. Another possibility, the phrase comes from the names of the village of Hook Head and the nearby Crook in Waterford, Ireland. Hook Head and Crook are on opposite sides of the Waterford Channel, And Cromwell is reputed to have said that the Waterford would fall by hook or by crook. That is, by the landing of the army at one of those two places during the siege of the town in 1649 and 1650. A third suggestion is that the phrase derives from the career of Sir John George Crook, or Croke, Croke, a celebrated English judge. Croak or Crook was on the bench during the reign of Charles I. Charles was born in 1600 and he died in 1649. Judge Croak or Crook became popular for his refusal to accept the legality of a ship's money tax imposed by Charles without the consent of Parliament. Supposedly, it was common to say that the ship money may be gotten by hook, that is to say, by force, but not by crook. This site goes on to say that suggestions 2 and 3, they look a little bit dubious. And while they do have links to by hook or by crook, they refer to events that are later in date than the phrase's first use in print. There are other suggested theories. However, the wood gathering using hooks and crooks is not a provable derivation. However, it has a strong following as the origin of the term. Moving from by hook or by crook, how about just crook, as in he's crooked? From Collins Dictionary, collinsdictionary.com, a crook is a dishonest person or a criminal. Synonyms include criminal, rogue, cheat, thief, and other rather ugly descriptors. It's suggested by collinsdictionary.com that the use of crook as a descriptor for a person who steals, cheats, swindles may be mostly used in the U.S. It also suggests that in American English, the term crook can mean sick or feeble, ill-humored, angry, out of order, functioning improperly, unsatisfactory, disappointing. And I have to say, I don't recall ever hearing the term crook used in that type of setting, but that is what collinsdictionary.com tells us. What about in British English? Well, the first listing is, as we might expect, a curved or hooked thing. Number 2, a staff with a hooked end, such as a bishop's, crosier, or shepherd's staff. Number 3, a turn or curve, a bend. And like in the U.S., informally, the term crook can mean a dishonest person, especially a swindler or thief. Number 5, the act or an instance of crooking or bending. Interestingly, in Australia and New Zealand, the adjective form can mean ill, of poor quality, unpleasant, or bad, and according to this reference, the word comes from the Old Norse krokker, or hook. It's related to Swedish krok, K-R-O-K, Danish krog, K-R-O-G, krog hook, and Old High German Krakow hooked tool, K-R-A-C-H-O, Krakow hooked tool. So whether you are going after your goals by hook or by crook, I do hope that you never, ever go after your goals as a crook or in a crooked way. I'll have the citations for everything that I've shared in this episode. I'll have those citations linked in the show notes. If you are not yet following the history of everyday sayings, well, this is a perfect time to do that. You can follow in your favorite listening app. If you would like to listen to previous episodes of this show, you'll find those at stressreliefradio.com, stressreliefradio.com. If you would like to be in touch, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com. Until our next visit together, your host, Stephen Carter, wishing for you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.